Okay, let's talk about something that follows every single one of us. Something we build piece by piece every single day, usually without a second thought. We're going to call it your digital ghost.
You know that feeling, right? After you've been scrolling for a while, you've liked a dozen posts, shared a funny video, left a few comments. You've left this trail. But what is that trail really? Well, it turns out every single one of those clicks, every post, every share, it all comes together to create a version of you. That's your digital ghost. It's like an echo of your personality, your humor, your interests, all of it, just captured in data.
But here's the catch. Unlike a footprint in the sand that just gets washed away, this one sticks around. It's a permanent and mostly invisible record of who you are online, pieced together from thousands of tiny, seemingly meaningless actions. So, what is this ghost even made of? We've got to understand this part, because whether we like it or not, we are this ghost. It is us. Think of your digital ghost like a giant, messy collage. You've got the obvious stuff, of course, the photos you post, the restaurants you check into, the articles you like, but it goes so much deeper than that. It's also your private search history. It's that silly which 90s sitcom character are you quiz you took, that oh yeah, needed full access to your data. It's even the complex web of who you're friends with. Every tiny piece helps paint a picture of you that's actually surprisingly detailed. Here's another way to picture it. Imagine the internet is this vast, endless hall. Every single thing you post is like a shout into that hall. But the sound, it doesn't just fade away, it echoes. It bounces off countless walls, getting recorded and heard long, long after you've forgotten you even said it. And over time, all those echoes, they start to form the shape of your ghost. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Because living this digital life creates this fascinating conflict inside all of us. It's a huge dilemma for our ghost. And here it is. This is the central puzzle, isn't it? If you ask most people, they'll say, yeah, of course I value my privacy. We all worry about our data being stolen or being tracked online. And yet, our actual behavior seems to completely contradict that. So what is going on? This slide just nails it perfectly. This is the contradiction, right here. And psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called the privacy paradox. On the one hand, we have this very sincere belief, my information is mine and it should be protected. But on the other hand, hey, that quiz looks fun. We'll trade that precious info for a quick laugh or a moment of connection, without even blinking. And this really gets to the heart of why we do it. Our brains are basically running a constant, subconscious calculation. And the thing is, the reward of getting a like or connecting with a friend feels immediate and real. The risk of a data breach, that feels abstract. It's somewhere off in the future. And that immediate reward almost always wins. And when you actually look at the data on how we behave, the story is, wow, it's not even close. A massive 81% of the time, our actions show that we are prioritizing that instant connection or convenience over our privacy. Our actions are telling a completely different story than our beliefs. So, okay, if it's not exactly a logical choice, then what's really driving us? Let's dig into the deep psychological needs that make our digital ghost so eager to share. First up, and this one is a big one, is the need for social validation. We are social animals, through and through. We are wired to seek acceptance and to feel like we belong. And online, every single like, every share, every positive comment, it's a little dopamine hit for our brain. A tiny signal that says, hey, we see you, you're part of the tribe. And the second major driver is something called optimism bias. You know that little voice in your head? The one that says, sure, bad things happen, but they probably won't happen to me. We just naturally underestimate our own personal risk. We see data breaches on the news and think it's something that happens to other people, which makes us feel a whole lot safer to keep on sharing. So when you put all of these pieces together, you start to see that your digital ghost isn't just sharing for no reason. It's on a mission. It's actively looking for these incredibly powerful emotional rewards to feel connected, to be affirmed, to belong, to be entertained, and to express who we are. These are fundamental human needs, and they make sharing feel almost irresistible. Okay, so now that we get the ghost and what drives it, the real question becomes, what do we do about it? How can we become more mindful of this legacy we're creating? How do we become a conscious ghost? And let's be super clear here. This is not about being scared of the internet or deleting all your accounts and living in a cabin in the woods. The goal isn't paranoia. It's just awareness. It's about making a shift from being a passive creator of data to being an active, conscious designer of your own digital identity.
So, how do we do that? Well, here are 3 really simple but really powerful habits you can start building. First, just practice the pause. Before you hit that post or share button, just take 1 second and ask yourself, why am I sharing this? Second, schedule a privacy checkup. Maybe once or twice a year, just take 10 minutes to look at your app settings and see who has access to your stuff. And finally, get used to asking about the value exchange. Before you sign up for a new app, ask, is the fund I'm about to have here worth the permanent data I'm about to give away? Because at the end of the day, every little thing you do online is another brushstroke on a permanent portrait of you. Your digital ghost really is a kind of legacy, and it's worth taking a moment to make sure it's telling the story that you actually want to be told.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Knowing that this version of you will be around long after you've logged off for the very last time, what do you want your digital ghost to say about who you really were?